Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New subscribers only. Renew for 12 months to lock in savings. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
On today's Smart 7, Rishi Sunak takes a stand against extremism. Mourners gather to remember Navalny and lots more. It's Monday, 4th of March. It's World Tennis Day and happy birthday, Tamsin Merchant.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Following George Galloway's shock by-election win in Rochdale, which he dedicated to the people of Gaza, PM Rishi Sunak called an emergency press conference on Friday. In a 10-minute address to the nation, he said there's been a rise in extremist attacks in the UK since the October 7th massacre in Israel and claimed extremist groups are trying to tear the country apart. And in a move that's sure to have angered some far-right members of his party, Rishi warned that extremism can come from all sides.
Islamist extremists and the far right feed off and embolden each other. They are equally desperate to pretend that their violence is somehow justified, when actually these groups are two sides of the same extremist coin.
But former Liberty director and Labour peer Shami Chakrabarti says she found the whole thing disturbing.
The thing I find most sinister about it is that he's almost suggesting that he has read the riot act to the police. He's told them that he wants protests not to be managed but to be policed. I think in a liberal democracy we don't have prime ministers interfering with operational policing.
Wednesday is Spring Budget Day and the pressures on Jeremy Hunt to reduce taxes, which last year reached their highest level since records began. It's a tough spot for a party that prides themselves on being low tax, especially with a general election due before the end of January, but the Chancellor says his focus is on long-term growth.
We all know that it is not conservative to cut taxes, for example, by increasing borrowing, because then you're just passing on the bill to future generations. We will hope to make some progress on that journey, but we're going to do so in a responsible way.
Apart from tax cuts, it's thought that this budget could see the introduction of 99% mortgages, a new tax on vapes and a clampdown on holiday lets. There's also rumours that Hunt could be set to scrap non-dom status, which allows foreign nationals living in the UK to avoid paying UK tax on overseas income. But Labour's Bridget Phillipson says it'd be humiliating for the Conservatives to implement one of her party's flagship policies.
Conservative cabinet ministers have spent years rubbishing this idea. If they were to do it, I think it would just demonstrate that it's Labour who are leading the charge where it comes to the battle of ideas in our country.
Sunday saw US Vice President Kamala Harris call out Israel for its treatment of the citizens of Gaza. Harris was speaking at Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, where civil rights protesters were badly beaten by Alabama State Police 59 years ago. She called the conditions in Gaza inhumane and said that Israel must open new border crossings, allow aid to get in and restore basic services for those living in Gaza. It's the strongest statement on Israel's behaviour that a senior US politician has made, and comes as both Israel and Hamas are negotiating a peace deal. The Vice President was clear that she wanted an immediate ceasefire for at least 6 weeks.
This would allow us to build something more enduring, to ensure Israel is secure, and to respect the right of the Palestinian people to dignity, freedom, and self-determination.
That's the sound of mourners gathering in Moscow on Friday for the funeral of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny, who died in prison last month. Thousands of Russians defied the Kremlin's orders to attend Friday's memorial and pay their respects to the late leader, and tributes have been flooding in throughout the weekend. Even on Sunday, when cemetery gates were closed, crowds still gathered demanding to be let in. Here's one mourner explaining the difference between Navalny and Russian President Putin.
Someone wrote that this man sacrificed himself to save the country, and the other one sacrificed the country to save himself. Alexei's name will go down in history.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Man City take the Crown and Derby battle, and Ray makes history at the Brits. Right after this.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I'm proud to offer premium wireless for just $15 a month. And I'm proud that we have thousands of 5-star reviews from customers like Dan D. in New York, who writes, "I am satisfied customer. How can this only be $15? He wrote it in all caps. I needed you to feel it like he feels it. I hope I did that justice, Dan. And I hope that you try Mint too at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months required. New subscribers only. Renew for 12 months to lock in savings. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com.
Welcome back.
It was a fairly predictable state of affairs in the Premier League this weekend. Spurs took down Crystal Palace 3-1, Liverpool narrowly defeated Notts Forest 1-0, and Chelsea and Brentford finished 2-2. But the main talking point was the Manchester derby on Sunday at the Etihad Stadium, and while Man United got off to an early lead with an 8th-minute goal from Marcus Rashford, a strong second-half showing from City secured them the 3-1 victory at home. Phil Foden scored 2 of them, and City boss Pep Guardiola sang his praises after the match.
He loves football. He lives for to play. There are people who like to play football, but they have another distractions. His distraction is training session and training and play.
Saturday saw some of Britain's biggest pop icons take to the red carpet outside the O2 Arena for the 44th annual Brit Awards. This year's winners include Kylie Minogue, who scooped up the Global Icon Award, Dua Lipa, who was named Best Pop Act, and indie rock band The Last Dinner Party, who won the Rising Star Award. And it was a history-making night for R&B star Ray, who won a record-breaking 6 awards, including Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. Here she is with some words of advice after her win.
It's cheesy, it sounds obvious, but don't you dare stop chasing after your dreams, mate, because if I did, I wouldn't be standing here right now, you know? Don't give up. Don't give up. What is happening right now?
Some sad news this weekend as it was confirmed legendary interior and fashion designer Iris Apfel passed away at the incredible age of 102. Born in New York in 1921, Iris got her start as a copywriter for Women's Wear Daily and also worked as an assistant for interior designer Eleanor Johnson and illustrator Robert Goodman. It wasn't until 2005, at the age of 84, that Iris found fame in her own right after her personal clothing collection became the subject of a Met Museum exhibition. From there, she rose to stardom, becoming the oldest cover star in history for Dazed magazine and signing with IMG Modeling Agency at 97 years old. She passed away peacefully at her home in Palm Beach, Florida on Friday. R.I.P. Iris.
I don't think much about age. It just happens. I'm lucky to be there to capture it. A sense of humor is absolutely necessary. I don't mean a ha-ha sense of humor, but I mean being able to look at all the silly little things and how foolish they are, and how many important things we really don't pay enough attention to.
Acast powers the world's best podcasts. Here's a show that we recommend.
Hi, I'm Leti Sagun.
And I'm Ashley Frangi.
And together we host Se Regalan Dudas, a Spanish podcast with many episodes in English as well that has hit over 100 million downloads worldwide, making it to the top 25 global chart.
What started as a raw, unfiltered conversations between two best friends struck a chord with millions, evolving into an open space where we bring in experts, thought leaders to challenge the norms, explore topics ranging from relationships and sexuality to personal growth and mental health. Here, no topic is off limits.
Catch new episodes of Se Regalan Dudas every Tuesday and Thursday on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on YouTube. Let's dive deep, challenge norms, and have some real talk together. The way you would spell and find our podcast is SE space REGALAN space DUDAS. Se Regalan Dudas.
Acast helps creators launch, grow, and monetize their podcasts everywhere. Acast.com.